Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us here on the main track. My name is Mike and I hope your summer is continuing to be an awesome one. It's been a great one here so far, but we're having a little bit of a problem with the weather here in Missouri. My layout's out here in the garage and it's been a very hot summer. In fact, yesterday we had a record 122 degrees on the heat index. That's pretty crazy for here in Missouri. So nonetheless, I've not been getting out here to the layout in the garage to get a whole lot done. Well, thankfully, I've had some other stuff to keep me busy when it comes to model railroading. I had a great time a few weeks ago at the Railroad Prototype Modelers Meet outside St. Louis. It was really great meeting a lot of you guys and getting to see you in person. So a really great show, and also a big shout out and a thank you to our friends at the Missouri Pacific Historical Society. They made some really cool shirts for the event, and I thank them for hooking me up with one of these. I really like the Mopac blue and the red scheme here.
Well, today we're taking a look at some massive flat cars that are pretty big on details. We're talking here about the brand new GSC heavy-duty flat cars from Class 1 Model Works. Well, first up, I want to give a great big thank you to our viewer and friend, Jason Rash, who sent me this awesome car for the layout. We certainly appreciate you, Jason. Well, it's been a few months since we've done one of these run and review episodes, and I thought it was time to take a look at some of the cool stuff coming out. Well, a few months back, Class 1 Model Works announced these new models representing General Steel Castings Corporation heavy-duty depressed center flat cars. That's a mouthful. Well, these things have finally hit the rails, and I tell you what, I'm really impressed with these. The prototype 58.5-foot long cars carried heavy oversized loads, hence the 3-axle trucks. Another key feature were the lower decks so the taller freight could clear lower overhead clearances that might pose a problem, things like tunnels or bridges. Class 1 is offering these in several popular road names, and of course, the Missouri, Kansas, Texas version is the one we're looking at.
Well, first up, a big thank you to everyone for watching our videos here on the main track and also for subscribing to the channel here. We also appreciate our Patreon partners who are, for as little as $3 a month, helping support the content here on the channel. And I've got more details about how you can join our Patreon team in the description for this video here today.
Well, to start off, I really like the box this comes in. It looks like a wooden crate, and it has a flip front with a window that you can see the model inside. Well, I really like the cool rendering of the car on the flap. That's a really nice touch. We're going to slide our car right out of the box, and you can see it comes in a plastic protective cradle, pretty similar to what you'd expect with other manufacturers like Tangent or Athearn Genesis. And right out of the box, I can tell you the car is superb and highly detailed. Well, as you might expect with a bigger car like this, it has some weight to it, coming in at about 3 ounces. So it's a little shy of the NMRA standards that would be called for this size of car, but that weight is easily reached once you put a load on. Well, the Missouri, Kansas, Texas had one of these cars on the roster, number 14,001, and this model here represents that sole unit. The data on the car is correct, showing a build date of 1972 and the DEN initials referring to it being assembled at Katie's Denison, Texas shops. Well, the common types of loads for this car would have been large industrial equipment and electrical transformers. The 3-axle trucks were to carry that extra load weight. This car would have been right at home on the Sedalia and St. Louis subdivisions. That's because the Katy served power plants along the route. And at North Jefferson, the railroad served the Westinghouse plant, which shipped outbound loads of electrical equipment and transformers. Well, Class 1 also makes loads for these cars, but they were sold out of the transformers I was looking at, so these smaller Walthers units will do just fine for now. Well, of course, to be prototypical, it needs to be secured down with chains, but I left those off for now. Just don't tell anyone. Taking a quick overview of the car, the details are very fine. Well, it's chock full of separately applied details, from the grab irons and end stirrups, uncoupling levers, brake rigging, and air hoses, and pretty nice handbrakes. These are all on the fragile side, and it looks amazing, but you'll want to handle things with care. One of my favorite features is the see-through grate decking on the car. You can see right down to the wheels and track below. Well, some modelers have wondered about the shade of green. It's pretty close to the real M-K-T Whitman green, maybe a little light, representing some fading that would have taken place over the years. Personally, I think it looks really good as is, and the yellow on the lettering looks spot on to my eye. Well, at this point in time, Katy modelers pretty much realize it seems there are no 2 M-K-T models ever produced that are the exact same shade. The same goes for a lot of other railroads out there as well. The car reporting marks and data are accurate, very nice and crisp. There are even reporting marks on the trucks, and that is what I call attention to detail.
And there you have it. You can tell that Class 1 Model Works really did a lot of research and put a lot of hard work into getting these flat cars just right. Well, it's certainly something very new and unique here on my freight car roster, and I'm definitely looking forward to putting it to hard work here on my Sedalia Subdivision HO scale layout. We'll see you next time right here on the main track.